Club 52.
Good morning, good evening, however which way you want to call it. It's late here, or it's early there, wherever you at, right? If you're in the States, it's early, depending on what kind of shift you're going in, whether you're going into the night shift, going to sleep, or the night shift going to work. Or if it's you out there in the UK, you're watching me and it's bright and early and you're having your breakfast, your beans and your toast and stuff like that, you know. So anyway, welcome. I know it's like late ass True Earth Tuesday, but I did promise a True Earth Tuesday today. And I just, my hands have just been full of all kinds of amazing things that I needed to knock out today. So yeah, I'm still happy to be here. I know we had our moment last night, but yes, tonight is a little bit not even different. It's Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? So tonight's our night. So welcome everybody. Good to have everybody here. Really no standard way in which I greet everybody other than I do greet everybody. So let's get to that first. Let's start saying what's up to everybody. Maria, how you doing, sis? Maria Walker's in the foundry, y'all. Welcome, sis. Welcome. Wolfchild, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Flat Earth Outlaw, how you doing, Harmon? Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Mr. Soups, how you doing, sir? Mr. Super Sidewinder's in the foundry. Shannon Emerson, I just saw you, sis. I just saw you over on Saab's channel. I think Saab might still be on, but Saab might still be on. Hopefully I'm not taking folks away, which even if I was, probably wouldn't even notice. But welcome. Good to see you. Shannon E. Good to see you, sis. Jim Anus is in the foundry, y'all. Jim, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Marco Angelo. Good to see you, Mark Angelo. How's everything, sir? Chris Getz. Hopefully no relation to Bernard Getz. For all my East Coasters, New Yorkers out there, Bernard Getz. Anybody? No? Anyway, there was a joke somewhere in there. But welcome, sir. Welcome, Mr. Getz. Yader. Good to see you. Yedder. How you doing, sir? Yedder or Jedder? How you doing? Regardless of what it is, your name is. How you doing? Welcome. And if you're new here, good to see you. Just make sure you behave yourself in here because these people can be ruthless. But still, it is good to see you, sir. Welcome. Rethink Inc. How you doing, sir? Welcome, sir. Welcome to the Foundry for tonight. Good to see you. Lord Racer's here with us. Sir, good to see you, Lord Racer. And how you doing, sir? Level Plane is here with us as well. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Chi-Town Cubby Bear, how you doing, sir? Good to see our brother Chi-Town. All right. Welcome. Jim Anus, Chi-Town Cubby Bear, Rethink Inc., Maria Walker. All right, Saddle Bum, how you doing, fam? Good to see our brother Saddle Bum is in here with us too. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Okay. All right. Okay. Flatmate, how you doing, sir? It is Flat Tuesday. Yeah, it is. Good to see you, family. Good to see you. Post anything too. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I haven't missed not a person, not a one person. I haven't missed nobody. So I got everybody. Okay, good. Good. We are here. We are moving. We are grooving. Hopefully I sound good. Hopefully I look decent. If I look decent and I sound amazing, we're solid. We can move on. So before I continue, y'all, I know I'm going to kind of roll into the Giants thing, but I'm sure everybody's been hearing about the news as far as the Comet 3i Atlas and everything. That is roughly 200, let's just call it 300 million miles away, right? They're saying it's 200 million miles away. Then they're changing it, saying it's 400 million miles away. Then they're saying it's 300 million miles away. Then they're saying it's 290 million. Look, man, I've been asking how far this thing is, and then they can't settle on a solid number. And listen, I could see if the distance decreases because apparently this thing is traveling at a speed of 130,000 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in kilometers. Can I make the calculation? Sure, but I'm not doing that. I'm not using international units. We're Americans over here. But for you, for you guys that use System International, that's up to you to break that speed and make that speed conversion, not me. Okay, I apologize. I do everything else, but 130,000 miles an hour here in America. Okay, so if it's changing speed and the distance is decreasing, I understand. But for every few minutes, if I'm asking, or it, okay, maybe in the next hour, it should be 130,000 miles less, right? Because that's the speed at which it is traveling. Excuse me. So we'll check. We'll check again here in an hour or so, or 2 hours, whatever, however long we're here. But I would imagine we're not going to be on here too long because it is kind of late, and I do have to pump gas first thing in the morning, and I can't be on here too late because I have duties. You know what I'm saying? Duties and responsibilities. So, anyway, good to see everybody. Good to talk with everybody, and glad to be here at such short notice, even though everybody expected to see me here for Truer Tuesday. Yeah, so 130,000 miles an hour this thing is traveling, and apparently it's around 290 million miles and 400 plus million miles away from Earth. This is what we're being told. Now, listen, when I speak of this 3-eye atlas, I'm talking from a globe Earth perspective. Now, as everybody knows, I am not a globe person. I'm not a globe earther. But when we're speaking of this comet, we have to talk about it from the globe perspective. Like, I don't see how else we'll talk about it. I don't even think this thing is real. After seeing this company, this ALE Japanese company, hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick instead of talking about it. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I am looking. I don't know why this. One second. Christ almighty. Wrong. All the way wrong. Anyways, I'll track it down here in a little bit. But we saw the videos. These Japanese have had this capability of making these lights, right? These false images appear in the sky like a holographic projection, and they make them in a multitude of different colors, and they're these comets. You know what I'm saying? And when they make them, they look real as fuck. Okay. And this has been since the early 2000s that they've been having this capability, apparently. But we know how these things are. If they claim to have had them since the early 2000s, there's a good chance that this is technology that's been around for well over 50 years, or probably even longer, right? But we know they have the capability, so they can put whatever the fuck they want in the sky whenever the fuck they want, and then make a calculation and then make it appear however which way they want over time. Look, it's not what I say, it's the capabilities that they've already put out on the fucking street that they've been marketing. Okay, so it's not some hoodoo shit. um all right, so with that being said, there are a couple of things I wanted to show everybody. First off, let me go ahead and I'm going to give everybody in the Foundry a little gift. A little gift from me to the Foundry. Oh, of course. Now we see at the bottom right here, petitioning for Mr. Gilberti. right? We're still pushing for Mr. Gilberti's freedom. Absolutely, right? And of course, this guy was railroaded by the system. We know how these dudes get down, and we want this man to be free. So, what I'm going to do also is I'm going to drop here in the Foundry. Boom, there it is. Free Joe Gilberti, everybody. That is the link. Go there, do what the link tells you to do, basically. Get in there, do what you need to do. Also, we already have Mrs. Gilberti's email, or rather the Gilberti family's email address. If you want to send a letter to petition for Mr. Gilberti, you can also go there as well, right? Gilberti-4 at gmail.com, or excuse me, not at Gmail, at hotmail.com. Yes, people still use Hotmail. It's all good, but still. So yeah, before we continue, we need to get that man free. And he needs to see true justice, not this bullshit version of justice. You understand? I'm so tired of seeing people get railroaded, especially when they're working on our behalf. It's so unfair. It's enough to make you cry, but it should be enough to make you mad enough to fucking go into action and do something, right? We could do the smallest things that can make the biggest changes, I feel, in my opinion. And so one of those changes, how do you do it? Man, you click on this right here. Go ahead, jump on that. Jump in there. It'll tell you exactly what you need to do. It's that easy. It's that fucking easy. If he could go and put up with all the stuff he's putting up with, the least we can do is go to that link and follow the steps. You understand? All right. So without further ado, let me kind of shut it the hell up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to present some of the latest that they've given us, right? From Quantum AI, showing us what this Comet 3I Atlas is doing. These are the images, right? So from 290 million miles away, moving at 130,000 miles an hour, this is the claim. Let's
easily cover. If the world's most advanced AI is unsettled by what it found, shouldn't we be too? What is 3I/Atlas, and why has this discovery left even NASA's experts worried? The anomalies are just beginning. Dust streaming toward the sun from an interstellar...
Did y'all see that? Let me show y'all. So they show us this fucking... That's the thing. I'm cool with pictures, right? I'm cool with pictures, but pictures without any context, or pictures that have no depth or nothing like that, means absolutely nothing to us. So they could show us anything. Let's look at this shit again. Look at this. Look at this. What the fuck is this right here? This is what they give us. And they're like, see that? That's the comet. Really? Like, really? This is, you're giving this us, and then you tell us that's the comet. You put a whole bunch of numbers side by side with it, and then this is what we're supposed to believe. Like, I'm serious. I know I'm not a scientist. I'm not claiming to be a scientist, but everybody wants to talk bad about the, and you see this fucking ticker right here? These fucking numbers go up. Everybody swears they're so fucking smart, or they're learning something from these liars. Let's continue. Let me let these dudes just keep lying.
Just beginning. Dust streaming toward the sun from an interstellar comet is not supposed to happen.
Have mercy.
Yet, that's exactly what the latest NASA images of 3I/Atlas reveal. A plume of particles stretching in the wrong direction, defying the basic rules of comet physics. Normally, sunlight pushes dust and gas away, forming a tail that points directly opposite.
I love how they're getting these things in relatively fine detail. I'd say it's relatively fine detail. Why? Because it's so far away, one. Two, because you see how fast it's moving? 130,000 miles an hour, and it's eating up that much distance. But this is what they're trying to tell us. Let's go back a little bit. Let's take a look again.
Sunlight pushes dust and gas away, forming a tail that points directly opposite the sun. That's radiation pressure in action.
Oh, yeah.
A force so predictable it's used to steer spacecraft. But here, the dust clings to the sunward side, as if gravity and light are playing by a different set of rules. Spectroscopic scans add another layer to the puzzle. Astronomers look for telltale signs, specific fingerprints in the light spectrum that reveal what a comet is made of. In almost every active comet, you'll find clear markers: cyanogen, diatomic carbon, and other volatile gases glowing at precise wavelengths. These are the chemical signatures.
You know, I find it I find it just odd. I find it odd because space apparently is supposed to be this vacuum, right? Where do we see anything burning in a vacuum? Like what vacuum does anybody know of where anything is burning? How? How do they make that happen? They talk about these gases doing all these amazing things. Yet anytime we try to do anything in a vacuum here on Earth, where we live, where we can make this stuff happen, it doesn't happen. It's not possible. But they're so sure. And then you had that Brian Cox guy just throw a bunch of beans inside the fire and then make a special color. But he threw it in fire that we have conditions here to make fire. How do you have those conditions? How do you replicate those conditions in a vacuum in space? But this is what we're being told. And listen, I'm not saying that I'm the smartest guy in the world. I'm just going based off of the things that we're given and I'm giving them back. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm saying, oh, you're full of shit, which I kind of am. But I'm just not coming up saying you're full of shit. I'm giving you what you've given us back to you. And I'm saying, make that make sense. Make the part that doesn't work here on Earth, make it make sense in the vacuum of space. Make that work. Make it make sense. Uh, Okay. Okay. Okay.
Of a comet waking up as sunlight hits its icy core.
Uh-huh.
But in the first weeks after discovery, 3I/Atlas showed none of these. No cyanogen, no diatomic carbon, not even faint traces. The spectrum was nearly blank where it should have been lit up.
Oh.
Think of it like watching a campfire that burns hot but produces no smoke. The dust
Ha- th- These are their words. This is them. Oh, wow. This looks like Hail Bop, the one from 1997. Hail Bop was an amazing looking. It looked beautiful in the sky. Let's continue.
is there, obvious, even dramatic in the images. But the usual chemical evidence is missing. It's as if the comet is venting material in a way no one expected,
Oh.
or from a composition that doesn't match anything seen in the solar system.
Ah.
Only months later, as the comet closed in on the sun, did a faint whiff of cyanogen finally appear, late, weak, and still out of step with the dust activity.
Uh-huh.
This combination, dust streaming sunward, a coma without its usual gas, and a delayed chemical response, has left researchers searching for answers.
Mhm.
Some point to possible surface crusts hardened by billions of years in interstellar space, shielding inner ices from the sun's heat.
I love that. I love how they show this gobstopper over here with all the little layers of candy. You've got the outer layer, the hard as hell piece, the not so hard piece, and then the super chewy soft piece in the middle right here. These guys are just like I don't listen. Okay.
Others wonder if the comet's spin axis is locked in just
Oh,
the right
yeah.
way to expose only certain regions.
Hmm.
But the basic contradiction remains: a sun-facing tail, absent volatiles, and a profile that fits neither comet nor asteroid.
Okay.
For now, the physics just doesn't add up. NASA's imaging teams
You
faced
don't
a
say.
challenge unlike any before. Calibrating the stacked exposures from the Atlas survey, they
Okay.
traced the faint moving point of 3I/Atlas frame by frame. Each pixel carried the weight of cosmic history. The resulting data pointed to a nucleus no smaller than 0.3 kilometers, and possibly as large as 5.6 kilometers across. That's not just big for an interstellar visitor, it's enormous. For context, 1I/Oumuamua, the first known interstellar object, was less than 200 meters long.
Yeah.
2I/Borisov, the second, measured about a kilometer. 3I/Atlas could be 5 times that. More. Only 3 confirmed interstellar objects have ever been recorded. To find one this large, this active, and this close is statistically staggering. The odds of randomly detecting such a giant, given the survey's sensitivity and the volume of space it covers, are vanishingly small.
We have to remember who claimed to have found this thing too. And one of the guys, one of the biggest spokespersons for this object, the 3I Atlas, we have to remember who he is. Synagogue of Satan, man. Avi Loeb. I'm not, look, all this stuff, I'm just giving it to you because this is the stuff that's given to us, right? Avi Loeb, a theoretical physicist out of Harvard. We're starting to see problems with that institution as well, right? And the people that they harbor and they seem to be getting money from. Jeffrey Epstein being one of those people. Alan Dershowitz, the freaking lawyer, right? Being another one of those people. So the institution of Harvard has quite the history when it comes to fucking kind of funny characters and money. But we're starting to see that people of this caliber, of this nature, are in cahoots with Harvard, and they're giving us this bullshit information, and we're supposed to believe it. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to go down and be like, yeah, this is true, because, and then you know what they're going to say? They're going to turn around and say, well, we're Harvard, right? Our fucking motto is Veritas, truth. Why would we lie to you? Well, why wouldn't you lie to us? You mean to tell me this whole time you've been telling us the truth? You got those people that are part of the synagogue of Satan in their knee deep in that institution. And do you really think with how those motherfuckers lie that they're going to give us the truth? Okay, cool. I got a bridge out of Arizona to sell you. But this is more the shit that, look at this. But take a look.
Interstellar objects slip by unseen, lost in the glare of distant stars, or too faint for even the largest telescopes. Yet here, the data chain is clear. From initial Atlas discovery to follow-up with Hubble and JWST, every image confirms the same immense, active core. The object's brightness, measured across multiple nights and instruments, rules out small debris or a swarm of fragments. This is a single, monolithic body, an ancient traveler, older than our sun, carrying material forged in a different star.
And we know that how? How do we know that? We don't even know what the fuck happened 200 years ago. We don't even know. We barely know what really happened 100 years ago. But everybody's so certain, 200 billion years ago, this amount of time, this is what went down. How the fuck do you know? How do we know? They make these, and you know what? Here's my thing. If you are a globe person and you want to believe this, hey, you can believe what you want, right? I'm not talking shit just to talk shit. I'm talking shit because part of the shit talking is asking questions, asking serious questions, which, listen, we know the fucking type of answers that they're going to give us. That's the thing. We know these answers. So please don't turn around and say it's because we're uneducated. No, we're asking legitimate questions because we have things here on Earth that people can't figure out. But you mean to tell me you figured these things out in places that we can't even fucking reach? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? These are legitimate questions. These are serious questions. And you can't take people serious that are going to give you speculative answers on things that we can't fucking possibly get our hands on. We can't possibly reach. We just can't. You can't do things within our purview, i.e. what they claim the moon is, right? Okay, cool. The moon fucking is huge, apparently. The moon is supposed to be roughly 340 times bigger than this goddamn 3-eye atlas, right? The 3-eye atlas, they measured it. They even measured it, y'all. I swear to you. They measured this thing to be the size of Manhattan, roughly. 12 miles across, 12 miles in diameter. That's what they said. The moon, excuse me, is around like 2,100 miles in diameter, roughly. The moon is, right? So 2,000 miles in diameter. Let's just call it that. And so it's significantly bigger than this thing. We've got eyes on this 3-eye atlas object. Think about this. Just think. Just think and let's reason. Let's just be reasonable, okay? We've got this thing trained with some of the best equipment, so they claim, right? We could see this fucking thing move in deep space, right? Amongst everything else in the background that seems stationary, right? Cool. But yet nobody could see what the fuck is on the moon except for what we see what's on the moon. How does that make any sense? We've got we've got the James Webb Space Telescope that the other day they said, oh, the James Webb Space Telescope got pictures of this thing, right? And it's got the, you know, the in between infrared, right? Or I think they called it less than infrared or greater than infrared, or it was like it was going from infrared, I believe, approaching red, the color red. So they're in the light spectrum. So the wavelength of this thing, of the halo around it, is what they were showing. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, really? This is what the James Webb Space Telescope can see, right? Okay, that thing is significantly far away, 290 million miles away, and this is what the James Webb Space Telescope can see. And it's supposed to be 12 miles wide, and the James Webb Space Telescope could pick it up and could see it from that distance. But the James Webb Space Telescope can't show us what's on the dark side of the moon. The James Webb Space Telescope can't show us what's on the front side of the moon. The James Webb Space Telescope can't show us these reflectors that's on the moon. The James Webb Space Telescope cannot give us the damn where the flag was planted on the moon, where these guys apparently staked their claim landing on the moon 6 times on the moon. And we're supposed to believe everything after the moon landing. We're supposed to believe that. And even the stuff before the moon, we're supposed to believe that. Just saying, listen, I'm just telling you what they say the facts are, right? So this is what I mean. If you don't get it, this is what I mean. So they say the facts are we landed on the moon. They say the facts are they dropped they put a reflector on the moon, right? A bunch of stuff they said they left on the moon. The cameraman they left on the moon. Not my claim. That's what we see. They left that on the moon. The flag, the ensign is there on the moon as well. The reflector again is on the moon. A bunch of other things that's supposed to be on the moon. We haven't seen any of it. We have seen none of it. We haven't even seen that backside of the moon. What does that look like? That should be easy. You don't have to do any zooming in of the James Webb Space Telescope to see the backside of the moon. You just see the backside of the moon and what does it look like? But they're not giving that to us. Why? Why can't they give something so simple as the backside of the moon to us? And then you know what you could do? Instead of having to use sunlight, you use something other than sunlight, i.e. infrared, because that's what infrared is there for. If you can't see something because it's not shown upon by the sun, because it's too pitch black, it's too dark, you use infrared to see it. Infrared will color it for you, or it will shine a light on it for you. You'll be able to see it. We should be able to have this capability on the James Webb Space Telescope. I could tell you how infrared functions. I used to use these things when I was in the Navy. I used to use a fucking flare camera, right? I used to train with it. I used to use it on certain operations. So I've been lucky. I've been able to use it. Hell, let me tell you something. If you want to know how infrared kind of works, get you a remote control. It's easy. Get a remote control, probably the same one you use to operate your television set or your stereo system, whatever. You grab it, right? Get your cell phone. Yes, this is a cell phone, I know. Get your cell phone. Put your camera on. Take that remote control of yours and click on it, right? With the red part, basically the transmitter part facing your camera phone. Look at each time you click the button and you'll get a response. You should be able to see a light flashing. You will be able to see the light flashing. That's because your phone will be able to pick up infrared, right? Especially that close, your phone should be able to pick it up. It should be able to see that light flash. Your naked eye won't see it because we see what we see on the colors, on the light spectrum. We see from red to like violet, and that's it. That's it. Our eyes, that's what they're tuned to. Our phones, something different. Your phone will pick up those infrared signals, right? Sometimes, maybe not all the time. And yeah, it doesn't limit itself to just remote controls, but also flashlights. And they have infrared flashlights or lights, right? And stuff like that. Anything that would have an infrared LED light or a regular bulb, you will be able, or you should be able, depending on how far out you are, you should be able to pick it up with your cell phone. The James Webb Space Telescope should have that capability to shine an infrared, to use that capability to shine on the dark side of the moon. If it is dark facing, which I imagine it would be, facing the James Webb Space Telescope. We don't get that. We don't get that. They don't even fucking make an attempt to even talk about it. We don't get it because it's not possible. We don't get those other things I mentioned from the James Webb Space Telescope because it's not possible. But you could get this other amazing stuff 290 million miles away. They can fucking bend the world, which is what they do anyway. They can bend the world, or they claim to do. They'll bend the world to see these things in a fashion in which, if you're the layperson, you're going to fall for the trick. If you're the layperson, you're going to say, ooh, look at what they did. Science, ooh, amazing. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. And you're going to keep claiming we're not worthy because you're going to fall for their bullshit again. But let me stop talking. Let me let these dudes do their thing, man, and talk more bullshit.
Mars disk. Astronomers tried to model how such a large interstellar object could cross our path.
Oh, yeah.
Simulations suggest the odds are less than 1 in a million for a random ejection from another system to land one so close to Earth's orbit. The scale alone raises questions about what else might be lurking in the dark, undetected. This is not just another it's a statistical outlier, a cosmic heavyweight that defies the usual odds. The numbers demand attention, but the real shock comes from where it's going next, a trajectory that brings it alarmingly close to several major planets, one after another. Trajectory calculators at NASA and JPL started with a simple question. Where exactly is 3E/Atlas heading? The answer, it turns out, traces a path through the inner solar system that's anything but ordinary. On October 3rd, 25, the comet will pass within 0.19 astronomical units, just 28 million kilometers, of Mars. That's close enough for even the most conservative models to flag it as a near miss, especially for an object hurtling in from interstellar space at 58 kilometers per second. Only 4 weeks later, 3I/Atlas swings past the sun at perihelion, reaching its maximum speed of 68 kilometers per second. Then, on November 3rd, it comes within 0.65 astronomical.
Hey guys, I wanted to mention to you guys also, this thing is supposed to be moving at 130,000 miles an hour. Do you know what they claim is moving faster? Actually, like 3 times faster than that thing. 3 times, almost 4 times faster. You know what they claim is moving faster than that? The Parker Space Probe. The Parker Space Probe, y'all. The Parker Space Probe, the same one that they said left Earth and went to the sun and is moving within the sun's orbit, immediate orbit, right? Getting all this amazing data and then making its way back to the sun. So we're supposed to believe that the Parker Space Probe, because I haven't forgotten, okay? Maybe everybody else forgot. I didn't forget. Pepperidge Farms doesn't forget, right? We remember. So let's look at that. Let's look and see how fast is the Parker Space Probe traveling. Yeah. Okay. So just so I want to show y'all, just so y'all could see that I'm not fucking crazy. Okay. And I'm not sitting there just making some bullshit up. This is what they're telling us. How fast is the Parker Space Probe traveling? So we've got a probe out there, y'all, that's traveling at the speed of 430,000 at top speed. It broke records and everything. This is their claim. 430,000 miles an hour as it approaches the sun. This is what they're telling us. Like, I shit you. This is why I say anytime these motherfuckers lie, like, we keep receipts. You know what I'm saying? So we use the info, and this is what they hate about us, right? And what I mean by they, I'm talking about the lay people that pay no attention, the Globers, and everybody else that believes this bullshit, this malarkey, right? As soon as we present to them their information, we're stupid. This is your information. Not the people in the foundry. I'm talking about the globe people, the people that fall for this bullshit. This is their information. So we're supposed to believe you have a probe. We have a probe, excuse me, right? We have a probe out there chasing the sun, doing all this amazing stuff, right? We can't send something out there to that comet to do the same thing, to just chase it down. Am I the only one that sees? I don't think I'm the only one. At least what I think is that I'm mentioning things to y'all that you guys can be like, oh yeah, that's right. They did say they had a Parker space probe. Oh yeah, that's right. The Parker space probe is moving like 3 times the speed of that slow comet at 100. So people are looking at this comet as fast until they see the Parker space probe. I wonder if anybody's going to be sitting there scratching their head like, wait, I didn't even know we had a fucking thing going to the sun. We got something going to the sun? People, but you know what a lot of people are going to do? I can see it right now. They're going to be like, oh, well, whatever. We still have problems because this thing is an alien spacecraft made with nuclear capabilities headed for the Earth, and will be around the Earth around October timeframe, October to December timeframe. People are going to believe that. Like, there's a channel that I go to, right? Shout out to Lisa Cabrera. I like that channel, but that's the channel, one of the channels I go to, and it's sad because she's such a smart woman. When I see so many smart people and smart channels that I respect, that I like, fall for this bullshit, I'm just like, oh my God, these people have lied to you about everything. You think they're going to tell you the truth about what's in the sky? Do you really think they're going to give you the truth? You are gravely mistaken. And this woman is like, she's like in awe of this thing. She's like, oh, the Most High. I'm like, the Most High has nothing to do with that lie. Nothing to do with that lie. No, please, like, please stop. Like, you'll have these people that are Hoteping. They'll say that the Most High and Yah, and they'll mix all these deities, all these words in with bullshit. They'll just say all these things and they'll just mix it with absolute lies. And it just sits there and makes you, it's so lowbrow and it's so discouraging a lot of times just to listen to these people and watch them in action. And here's the thing, we're just presenting, right? I'm not making any of this up. That's what I'm saying. We're giving back the information that we've gotten. You understand? We're not making anything up. Guys, did I say that the earth was flat? I didn't say the earth was flat not one time. I didn't say not one time that the earth was flat. I'm just giving to everybody everything that we've gotten so far, right? And I'm just scraping the surface right now. I didn't go into I'm not talking about giants. I'm not talking about 8 inches per mile square and how that's bullshit. I'm not talking about, the final I'm not talking about any of this. We're just talking about the stuff that we've gotten up to this point so far. We're just presenting to everybody the facts. And the reason I'm air quoting the facts, it's because this is what they say the facts are. This is what they say everything is. This is how they say everything has been moving up to this point. I'm not making any of this up. Matter of fact, Yo, I was like one of the biggest fanboys of NASA. Like I swore by NASA, which I feel a lot of people in the Foundry did at some point in their lives too, right? Like it's not as if we don't know what the hell we're talking about, right? We supported these institutions at one time or another. Anyway, let's go back to this educational video. And wow, these guys are something else. Let's go back. Let's let them do their thing.
Units of Venus. For context, that's inside the orbit of Earth, a region rarely crossed by any known comet, let alone one from outside the solar system. These distances aren't just numbers. They're the result of gravitational choreography involving the sun, the planets, and the object's own immense velocity. Each close approach means a new set of calculations.
Oh, this is my favorite. I love when they do shit like this. I love when they do that. They show all these fucking numbers and this fucking super scientific music, right? On a computer screen. It looks all fucking official. They make it a little bit blurry to make it seem, oh man, wow. These guys are smart. Nah, man, they just, and then they put, you can see geocentric, right? Right here is the word, and you can't see the rest, but yeah, man, like, these guys know what they're doing when it comes to tricking people.
A new set of variables. Gravitational assist, a maneuver familiar from planetary science, is at work here too. As 3I/Atlas threads its way past Mars and Venus, the gravity of each planet tugs on its path, subtly shifting the trajectory.
Oh yeah.
For spacecraft engineers, these maneuvers are planned years in advance to maximize speed or change direction. For a natural object, the odds of such a sequence happening by chance are vanishingly small. The raw ephemerides tell the story.
Oh my
Passing Mars at 0.19 astronomical units, then Venus at 0.65 astronomical units, all within 1 month, while maintaining a retrograde inclination of just 5 degrees from the ecliptic. Each leg of this journey is mapped in fine detail: timestamps, distances, velocities, and the precise angles between the comet's track and the planetary orbits. The numbers are clear, but the pattern they form is anything but expected. It's a route that seems calculated, almost purposeful, as if the object is threading a cosmic needle between the inner planets. Gravitational assist basics explain how a planet's motion can accelerate or redirect a passing object. For 3I/Atlas, the effect is subtle but measurable.
I love that. I love how they have the Earth over here. I think it's amazing that they still keep pushing this lie. Meanwhile, the Earth is supposed to be doing these other maneuvers. The Earth and all the other planets apparently are supposed to be doing these, like falling. It's going in the circle, but it's falling at the same time. And they can capture the Earth and they can do all these other amazing things while the Earth is falling at the same time. It's absolutely remarkable, the things that science claims it could fucking do. But they haven't not one time given us this Earth from a distance doing these things. They can't do it. Like them, I don't see how globe people can sleep. Like these lies don't concern you. And the reason I'm asking that question is because when people say it doesn't matter, it's gotten to the point to where it absolutely matters. It's always, honestly, I'll be honest with you, I feel it's always mattered, but now it's gotten to the point to where it's going to step on your toes and affect your immediate life. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to have people trying to go to it's going to get to the point here in the next few weeks, probably in the next few months. Hey guys, grab as much toilet paper and water that you can grab off the fucking shelves. We just seen this within the last few years, right? Because of this pandemic. Grab as much of the shit you can grab because the aliens are coming. Like, this is where it affects your fucking life, motherfucker. Don't you see that? And I'm not talking to the people in the Foundry. I'm talking to the people outside that think we're stupid. Like, one of the things that I feel makes flat earthers so special is we recognize patterns. We're patternologists. We're not the smartest people. We're not the best. We're not, but we're honest with the observations, and we see patterns in things. We see patterns in the truth. We also see patterns in the non-truth or bullshit. We see patterns in it. And we see the same people, right? A lot of times behind the patterns in the bullshit. And then sometimes we see the same people's behind the patterns in telling the truth. A lot of the times, the people that tell the bullshit, they make all kinds of money. They have their TV, they have a big following, and they're really good at the art of manipulation and ridiculing other people. It turns out that the people that push the truth are broke a lot of times. They ain't got it like that. And you're going to be ridiculed, and you're going to be like, you'll wind up in jail and everything else. All the other bad shit that happens to normal people, if you're a truth teller, it's just like super accelerated, right? It tends to just happen at a faster pace, and a lot more people get to see it. You understand what I'm saying? So we notice these things. And when we bring it to the forefront, we get the ridicule. We're told we're stupid. But then that very thing that we're talking about tends to happen. And then y'all act like, and who I mean by y'all, I mean the people on the outside talking shit, the peanut gallery, that all you do is this: flap your gums, and you provide nothing of relevance. You provide nothing of service. Like, you don't bring anything good. You don't bring any truth to the table, right? At least, even if you're not, even if you don't have your own show, you don't have to have your own show, but at least be honest. You don't bring any honesty to the table, right? You just bring, it's like when you go to a fucking cookout, when you go to a barbecue, and then you don't bring no wine, you don't even bring your nasty ass green casserole, your little green bean casserole salad. You don't even bring that shit. You bring a fucking wide mouth, an empty stomach, and complaints. That's it. And bullshit and lies. Absolute nothingness as a Glober. So instead of trying to figure this whole thing out, because we kind of know where this is headed, you bring nothing except for issues, problems, and a way to get us off the air. But what we're talking about right here, it's going to lead to your aunts, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, probably even your children, excuse me, where they say, how does it affect me? These guys, listen, these people are trying to say, hey, in the next few months, A, B, and C is going to happen. One of the things also as flat earthers, right, that we've noticed is that when they say things like this will happen, we know that's not what's going to happen. But they're kind of prepping you, getting you into preparatory mode to like bring chaos onto your front doorstep, to where they can make you feel as if the world is falling apart around you. Meanwhile, nothing is fucking happening. They're getting you into Chicken Little panic mode. Really, that's it. That's what they're trying to do. What they have control over as far as what's above our head, we can guess all day long. Now, based off of the things that we have with the evidences as far as them controlling the weather, you can say what you want, they can do it. Okay. And now we've gone back in time, and we've seen that these guys have possibly had this control over the weather for quite some time, right? We're possibly linking it to things like major resets, cataclysms that have gone down, the Hurricane Katrinas, the earthquake in Haiti, and that hurricane right there. Hell, probably some of the bigger hurricanes, probably the tsunami that happened out of Indonesia, out of Thailand, back in, what was it, 2005, 2003, something like that. 2003, I think it was 2003, 2004, that big giant tsunami. That was probably them as well. So we know that they have the capability to affect the weather. We know that there is something there. There is truth there. How they do it exactly, I have no idea. I have no idea. How they do it, no idea. I can't do it, right? But how they do it, I don't know. Can they do it? Yes, there's truth there. So we're going to be told that we're stupid because we're presenting what they've unclassified, and they've given us this information saying, yes, we have been able to do this for quite some time, and we're presenting what they've given us. We're just presenting, right? And then you layer that with this bullshit of what they say is in the sky. And we're supposed to believe that. That's what we're supposed to believe. They're making it big news. Like it just blows my mind. Like it's not that they're lying to us that blows my mind. Like that doesn't surprise me at all. But the amount of nonsense that the people that I respect, the people that I know, and a lot of the people that I love actually believe the nonsense that NASA is putting out there. NASA has lied so much. I don't even know how people can actually stand to listen to them. But we here, we listen to them because we stack their new lies, compare them to their old lies, and then we're trying to match the two up. And we're like, so where's the truth in this lie sandwich? It's like a bullshit sandwich. Where's the truth? Where is it? Where's the truth in there? Now, can they put things in the sky? They've shown that they can put things in the sky and make it appear as if something is traveling in the sky. They've made that known. They've had this technology for some time. And here's the thing. Everything that I'm saying or have said is not a speculation. This is their claim. These are their claims, not my claims. This is not me making this up. This is what they said that they could do. I'm not saying that they could do this. They said that they could do this. They said they can put these holograms in the skies. And here's the thing. China's done it. We've done it, right? Who said, look, we had Hale-Bopp in the sky back in 1997 and previous, right? I remember Hale-Bopp. That was one of my favorite things to look at in the night sky when I was a kid. When I was like 18 years old and stuff. Who's to say that Hale-Bopp wasn't something that they just projected in the sky? Now I've gotten to a point now that I'm just like, they can do so much that a lot of us would just sit there and make jaw-dropping things. That who's to say that Halley's Comet, the Hale-Bopp, and everything else isn't within the realm of possibility of the things that they can put in the sky and do? Because nobody knows what those lights in the sky truly are. Like nobody fucking knows. Nobody know. And this is why the flat Earth is. This is why it's understanding it. I'm sorry, y'all. My mustache is just crazy and it's scratching my nose hairs. Excuse me. But this is why understanding the true Earth, the flat Earth, is so important. This is why I've been catching so much hell having this channel and talking about this stuff the way I am and being so adamant about it, right? It touches the other stuff that make you go, well then, if that's a lie and that's a lie, could this other stuff be a lie? Not saying that the other stuff is in fact a lie. Not even in fact, let me not say that. Not saying that all the other stuff is a lie, but could the other stuff be a lie? Right? The Halley's Comet. If these people have had access to technologies that would just blow our mind 100 years ago, who's to say that they didn't have the keys to the kingdom to flash a Halley's Comet in the sky 72 years ago from 1986, right? Because that's the last time I think Halley's Comet was in the sky. 72 years previous to that, 1914. Who's to say that in 1914 they didn't have that capability to do that? I know it sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely bizarre. It does. But when you think about it, when you look at it, when you see the things that have gone down, to see the things that have disappeared, to see the things that are still here that we cannot replicate, right? And we're wondering, where the fuck did that come from? It almost seems as if we have stewards to this realm that we live on, right? This place that we live in. We have people that are in charge of it to some degree, and they make things happen, if that makes any sense. let me shut up. Let's go back to the video. I've been talking too much. We need to go back to the video. We need to go back to the video.
The comet's trajectory bends as it passes each planet, but the overall path remains hyperbolic, an open curve that will eventually fling it back into interstellar space.
How?
What stands out isn't the physics, but the sequence. Mars first, then Venus, each within a narrow window of time and space. Calculating these encounters requires precise knowledge of planetary positions,
Oh, Lord.
comet speed, and the sun's gravitational pull,
Really?
all of which have been confirmed by independent teams using NASA's Horizon system and JPL's DE441 planetary ephemeris.
Oh,
The path
Lord.
through the inner solar system is now set. Each close approach is locked in by the laws of motion and gravity, but the odds of this specific sequence occurring by random chance remain an open question. What's certain is that the journey of 3I/Atlas is unlike anything astronomers have tracked before. The raw data points, 58 kilometers per second, October 25, November 25,
Oh,
distances
Lord.
measured in tens of millions of kilometers,
Uh-huh.
paint a picture of a visitor following a route that defies easy explanation.
Mm.
And as the comet races toward its
Look
next
at that
planetary
thing.
target, the stage is set for a deeper look at just how improbable this trajectory really is. Probability in astronomy is rarely this unforgiving.
Ah,
When Adam Hibberd and Abraham Loeb ran the numbers on 3I/Atlas's path, the results stunned even seasoned dynamicists. Monte Carlo simulations, essentially billions of random trials, were used to estimate how often an interstellar object and
Abraham Loeb. Did y'all hear that name? Abraham Loeb. They said Abraham Loeb. Hold on now. Oh, look at that. Abraham. Abraham Loeb. Look at that. Would you look at that? When you call Cow Cow, Cow Cow shows up. Abraham, I guess you call it Abraham Loeb. Who's that? Abraham Loeb. Would you look at that? None other than the devil himself. Representative of the synagogue of Satan. Look at this dude. Avi Loeb. Right? Right? This guy over there working for fucking Harvard, pushing for Veritas, right? Quote unquote. That's him. And his amazing spouse, Ifrit Leviathan. We're going to call it Leviathan. I know there ain't no H in there, but I'm going to put an H in there for today. The Ofrit, not Ifrit, but Ofrit, right? And we know what a Ifrit is, and I guess we know what a Ofrit is, but Leviathan, that's his wife. And see, this is the stuff, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is stuff that we're presenting to you. We're not making any of this up. Israeli American. So this is who we have to trust. So we have to trust this motherfucker right here. Meanwhile, all this nonsense over here is becoming the big news. And this is who we have to trust. Okay. I'm going to let that ride. And we're just going to go back to the video. We'll just go back to the video. We'll let them talk.
entering the solar system with similar speed and inclination would pass as close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter as 3I/Atlas is now set to do. Out of hundreds of thousands of simulated trajectories, fewer than 0.005% managed to thread this exact planetary gauntlet. That's 1 in 20,000. For context, that's about the odds of picking a single specific second out of an entire week. This isn't just a matter of chance alignment. Each planet occupies a tiny slice of its orbit at any given time. For a hyperbolic visitor to pass within 0.19 astronomical units of Mars, then 0.65 astronomical units of Venus, and finally skim Jupiter's orbit, all within a few months, requires a sequence of timing and geometry that borders on the impossible. The simulations treated the entry time as a free variable, holding the object's velocity and trajectory fixed, and let the planets spin through their orbits. Most scenarios missed by tens or hundreds of millions of
Oh,
kilometers.
Lord.
Only a rare handful matched the observed
Yeah.
sequence. The analogy used by Loeb's group is striking. Imagine tossing a dart at a spinning globe and hitting 3 tiny cities in succession, blindfolded, with the globe rotating between each throw.
Really?
The odds don't just stack, they multiply, shrinking with every required planetary encounter. The raw output of the Monte Carlo study is a sea of near misses, with 3I/Atlas's actual path standing out as a red dot in an otherwise empty patch of statistical space.
Oh, boy.
Some researchers argue that with enough interstellar objects, even million-to-one events will eventually happen. But the sample size here is 3, and only 3I/Atlas cuts this particular path.
Oh,
The probability shock isn't just academic. It's a challenge to the idea that the solar system is a passive stage for random cosmic visitors. When the numbers get this small, astronomers start to wonder if there's a missing piece in the model, or if something more than chance is at play. That's where the next phase begins, letting AI loose on the data, searching for patterns that human intuition might never see. Quantum AI systems are built to spot what the human eye misses. When they process the full stack of ATLAS survey images for 3I/ATLAS, the first flag wasn't a shape or a color, it was a rhythm. The AII's period detection algorithms, running thousands of parallel checks, locked onto a repeating cycle in the comet's brightness. Not a random flicker, not the slow fade of a comet drifting from the sun, but a tight, persistent periodicity. Each pulse showed up right on schedule, like a heartbeat buried in the noise. Statistically, the signal passed every p-value threshold set by the researchers. The odds of this pattern appearing by chance in such a turbulent, dusty environment dropped below 1 in 10,000.
Yeah.
Traditional analysis would have struggled here. Human astronomers might scan dozens of light curves in a night, looking for obvious dips or rises.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I find it amazing that people actually believe this shit. Guys, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. You see that right there? I asked the question, how far is Comet 3I Atlas from Earth? Remember I told you it was 290 million miles away, right? Look at this. Now it's 170 million miles away, right? 270 million kilometers, right? That's what it is. This is what the AI is telling us. Let's check it out again. Let's ask again. 170. It wasn't like that before. Let's look again. Okay. All right. Guys, you asked that question. Ask that question. You guys asked that question on your own. Because right now, when I asked it 3 times, it gave me 3 different answers. But now, let me give it some time. Let me give it some time to think. Now it's, I'm telling you, now it's 170 million miles. Hold on. What's the distance? Hold on. What's the distance? Okay, right. Of course, it probably, okay. Okay. Give it some time. Give it some time. You guys get to see it for yourselves. Give it some time. That number will change. I must have hit that thing 3 times. Of course. Of course. It's not going to change for me now, but give it some time. Give it some time. Miles an hour. Miles. Don't get kilometers mixed up with miles. I've done that before where I've gotten the kilometers mixed up with the miles. So try not to do that. Make sure you go for the miles. Share screen. Let's go back to the video.
The AI, by contrast, processed all available photometric data at once, across filters, nights, and telescopes, testing every plausible period from minutes to days. It's the computational equivalent of listening
Okay.
to 100 orchestras at once and picking out a single violin's repeating note.
Okay.
This
Now, as soon as that's the crazy thing. Let me show y'all. Let me fucking show you guys. Let me show you guys exactly. I knew this would happen. As soon as I fucking turn the screen to something else, this is what I got now. Check it out. How, because I changed the word verbiage again. How far is Comet 3I Atlas from Earth? Comet 3I Atlas from Earth, current distance from Earth is approximately 290 million miles now, right? Now it's 290 million miles. Before it was something different. Let's see. Let's see if we could change it. Let's see if it changes. Let's do it again. Oh boy. It's been like that for a while now. Oh boy. Distance. Okay. All right. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun, y'all. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Okay. I'm going to let that ride. I'm going to let it go. See if we can have some fun with it, but let's go back to the video.
This kind of parallel processing is where quantum-inspired systems shine. They can sift through mountains of raw data, isolating subtle, consistent changes that would blur together in a manual review. The periodicity wasn't tied to known comet behaviors. It didn't match the expected spin rate for a nucleus this size, nor did it line up with any known orbital resonance. The AI flagged it as a genuine anomaly, something real in the data, not an artifact of the instruments or a trick of background stars. Cross-checks with independent data sets, including Hubble and ground-based photometry, confirmed the same pattern. The signal was there, night after night, persisting even as the comet's overall brightness changed with its distance from the sun. Some researchers liken this to
There we go. I knew I wasn't tripping. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. These motherfuckers not. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. How far is Comet 3I Atlas from the Earth? Now it's this. You see? I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping. They just flipped that 9 upside down. I knew I wasn't tripping. Currently about 260 miles. Before it was 200. These motherfuckers don't know what the fuck is going on. Their AI, they're full of shit, dude. Absolutely full of shit. You see? And this is me, this is just a few seconds. A few seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes at most. Asking the question. Of course it's not going to change. Because of course it's not going to change. Okay, hold on. Distance. Oh boy, it looks like I'm pissing the AI off. Let's see. From Earth, what? You see this? You see? Let's see. Reaching its closest 200. What? You see? Now it's 420 fucking minutes. These people, they're not fucking serious. This thing is fucking absolutely bonkers. Absolutely fucking crazy. You see it for yourself. You see it for yourself. This thing isn't fucking serious. You ask it a million, it doesn't know. Look at this. These are miles right here. Late August, which is now around 420 million miles. What is it? Is it 290? Is it 260? Is it 420 million? What the fuck is it? But this is what we're given. You see that? How far is it? What's the distance? 420 million miles now. Distance. Hold on. Let's see current distance. Maybe it got farther, apparently. I don't know. It got farther. Maybe because the Earth is falling at the same time. I don't know. But this is what we're supposed to fucking believe, y'all. Like, this is what we're supposed to fucking believe. This is just madness. This is just crazy that we're supposed to believe this. But you see, these motherfuckers can't. Well, let's see if it's going to change any. 420. How far distance 3i Atlas? How far distance? Oh, now it's, oh, will be. Okay, will be. So now, as of mid-July, currently it's approximately 290 million miles from Earth as of mid-July. 200, so as of mid-July, but then it got farther. Then it got 420 million miles. You guys saw it. I'm not crazy. Is currently at 270 million miles from Earth. I know I look like a fucking, I look like a repetitive pigeon right now. Bear with me, please. It's now, how the fuck does that work? How does that work? And guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Guys, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, please put a 1 in the chat. If you don't see what I'm seeing, put a 2 in the chat. Please. If you are seeing what I am seeing, put a 1 in the chat. If you are not seeing what I am seeing, or what I think I'm seeing, put a 2 in the chat. Please. So Hugo doesn't see, Maria doesn't see, Epi Nation sees it. What we got? What numbers we got? What numbers we got? 1 if you can see it, 2 if you can't see it. Because right now, every time I ask basically the same question, whether it's how far from Earth and what's the distance of 3, it gives me like 2-3 different answers. It doesn't know whether to tell me 420 million miles. It doesn't know whether to tell me 290 million miles. It doesn't fucking know. Or 270 million miles. It doesn't fucking know. Level plane. So you guys, all right. So what is it that you guys are not seeing? Because really all I'm doing is I'm just changing the question, whether it's how far is Comet 3i Atlas from Earth, or what the distance of 3i Atlas is from Earth. That's all I'm saying. And it's given me like 2 to 3 different answers. Yeah. So we're not going to be on here long tonight. We wanted to go over these things as far as what 3i Atlas is saying, or rather they're saying about 3i Atlas, 120 kilometers away. Okay. The dome is about 120,000 kilometers, 120 kilometers away. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Okay. All right. So you guys see it. Okay. You guys, there's some that see it. There's some that don't see it. It's been a little bit. Let's see if we change it again. Let's see if it comes up with something different. So it's saying as of mid-August, right, is approximately 420 million miles away. right? As of today, August 27th, it's 420 million miles away. That's what they're saying. 3-Eye Atlas, but y'all saw it earlier at 290 million. Listen, you guys saw it. But now they're saying from mid-August to the end of August, August 27th, it's still a million miles away, moving at 130,000 miles an hour. And it's it increased in distance. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You guys get to see it for yourselves. This is unreal. These guys, I'm serious. Let's see. How far is distance 3-Eye Atlas from Earth? Let's see. It's 420 million miles, right? From the Earth as of early July. 420 million miles. Early July to now. 420 million miles. And the million miles the comet is, and then it's like 290 million miles. They're not fucking serious. That's what I'm saying. They ain't fucking serious. What's the current distance then? Okay, you see, they're not fucking serious. They ain't serious. Let's go back to the video. I think we get the point. You know what I'm saying? I think we get the point with these guys. They're saying it's 420. See, they don't know. They're like, it's 420 million miles. It's 290 million miles. Now it's 300 some odd miles. Oh, wait, it's 270 million miles. No, it's 290 million miles. Now it's 420 million miles. Let's go back to the video.
Finding a metronome ticking inside a storm. The AI's ability to pull order from chaos, to recognize a hidden clockwork in the glare and dust, gives astronomers a new edge. It's not just about seeing more, it's about seeing differently. With this kind of pattern in hand, the next step is clear. Test whether the periodicity ties to a physical property, a structural feature, or something even stranger. But as the algorithms kept crunching, another anomaly surfaced. One that pointed to a force acting on 3I/ATLAS that standard models couldn't explain. Acceleration data from the Atlas survey brought an unexpected twist. When researchers mapped
Y'all take a look at this. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to show y'all one more time just to drive a point home. So I did it one more time. I know. Bear with me, y'all. I did it one more time, and check this out. This is their fucking answer. That's what they're saying now. It's 465 million kilometers or 290 million miles from Earth. That's their claim right now. That's what they're saying. See, they're not fucking serious. But it was miles earlier, 470 million miles away. It was as of the 27th of August, which is right now, today, at damn 2 in the morning, 2:20 in the morning. That's what they were saying. You guys saw it. It's all on fucking tape. These dudes, man. These dudes. Like, y'all saw it. Oy, oy, oy. You guys saw it. You guys saw it. I'm not slandering anyone. I'm not talking bad on anyone. This is the bullshit that they're talking about. No, it's not really, it's not math. It's just distance. You know what I'm saying? It's just distance. It's just miles. That's all. It's just distance. That's all. Nothing crazy. You know? They admit the images are color enhanced. They admit, oh God. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Let's go back to the video. My bad, y'all. Let's go back to the video. Let's kind of finish it off, polish
The
it off.
position of 3I/Atlas over weeks, the numbers didn't quite line up with what gravity alone would predict. The comet's path showed a persistent, measurable deviation, tiny but unmistakable. The calculated acceleration was on the order of 10 to the -7 meters per second squared, far above the level expected from radiation pressure alone for an object of this size. At these velocities and distances, sunlight should have a predictable effect, pushing dust and gas away in a steady, outward drift.
Yeah.
Yet the observed acceleration pointed slightly off that line, as if a faint, invisible hand was nudging the comet sideways. The first explanation on the table was outgassing. When sunlight heats a comet's surface, jets of vaporized ice can act like miniature thrusters, gently
How?
steering the nucleus. This process has explained similar anomalies in past comet trajectories, including the famous case of 1I/Oumuamua. But
Oh,
here's the catch. The usual signatures of outgassing, spikes in cyanogen or diatomic carbon, sudden brightening, or jets
oh,
visible in
God.
high-resolution images, were missing or appeared too late to account for the early acceleration. The force was present before any clear sign of active jets. That
Bro.
left two camps. Some scientists argued for a crust of hardened material, perhaps baked solid during billions of years in
Yeah.
interstellar space, which could mask or delay normal outgassing.
Oh,
Others looked at more exotic theories. One proposal, still hotly debated, is that radiation pressure from sunlight could be stronger than expected if the nucleus is unusually thin or reflective, almost like a natural light sail. If that's the case, the physics of this object would be unlike any comet seen before. A possible interpretation, floated in recent workshops, is that a combination of faint outgassing and radiation pressure might be at work, modulated by the comet's spin-in and surface properties. But so far, no single model fits all the data. The
oh,
quantum AI flagged the force anomaly as a genuine outlier, not a statistical fluke. The result? A growing list of unanswered questions and a debate that reaches well beyond the usual boundaries of comet science. With each new frame, the mystery deepens, and the search for an explanation moves one step further into uncharted territory.
brother.
Standard comet science offers a checklist of possible explanations for the 3I/Atlas anomalies. Outgassing, jets of vaporized ice acting like tiny thrusters, has long explained small deviations in comet paths. When sunlight heats a comet's surface, ices sublimate and vent through cracks,
Where?
sometimes pushing the nucleus in unpredictable directions.
No.
For most comets, these jets leave clear chemical traces, spikes of cyanogen or diatomic carbon, brightening events, even visible jets in high-resolution images. If 3I/Atlas followed this script, the delayed gas signatures and odd acceleration might fit a pattern
All
similar.
right. Okay. I'm. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, I'll give them credit. I will give these people credit in that people will listen to that. They'll eat it up. They will memorize the big bits and then they'll try to use it as if they've learned something and they'll vomit it out, regurgitate it out to their friends. They'll sound so impressive as if what they're saying is true. And then people will look at people like that and be like, wow, they're so smart. They're so intelligent. They're so intelligent and they're so smart. And like I look at people, I hear people like this at the bar, or I'll hear people like this swear up and down. You know, they got their little tweed jacket and we're playing trivia and they think they're so fucking smart. And I love trivia, don't get me wrong. But I'll hear people like that talk and they're so fucking, they're you know, like, look, here's the thing. I ain't got no smoke for anybody that has their degree, and you know, if you've got whatever your trade is, it doesn't matter to me. But a lot of these guys, like when you see them, especially the young ones, and they're so smart, they got their little martini glass, or the best ones are the guys the little engineer guys, right? Like I'll see them at the bar or something, and they'll have their little tweed jacket. They'll have their, their friends talking about Star Trek and Mountain Dew or something like that. And like they do that. Like they really do this, right? Talk about Star Trek and certain episodes of Deep Space Nine and Deep Space Nine. And look, I was a big Trekkie, right? I'm big time Star Trek dude, and I love the Deep Space Nine series. That's with Avery Williams, the dude that played Hawk on Spencer for Hire, the brother with the bald head. Cisco, Captain Cisco. He was my absolute favorite Starfleet commander, and I absolute love Star Trek Deep Space Nine, right? And so like you'll have these guys talking about Star Trek trivia and everything else like that. And I'm just like, I like Star Trek too. I love Star Trek. And I know damn near all the episodes. Like, so especially of the old Star Trek, it doesn't mean that it's real. It doesn't mean that it's true. But these guys, like these college kids, a lot of these dudes are engineers. They swear by it. They got their little jacket, drinking IPA, sipping on IPAs. And if you don't drink IPA or something like that, I guess apparently you're not smart. I don't know. I think IPAs are trash personally. I used to brew IPAs. I know I'm kind of running off the fucking track right now, but bear with me. Yeah, IPAs are kind of disgusting, especially telling the bullshit lies, man. And you sipping on IPAs, think you smart, man. God, dog, these people, they drive me wild sometimes. Anyway, another thing I wanted to show to everybody was this. This is a new channel that I came across, y'all. Our sister Pebbles, she put me on. Shout out to Pebbles. Pebbles ain't joining us tonight. She probably got her little rollers on and her hairnet and shit, going to sleep. It's cool because it's time to go to sleep. You know, you shouldn't be up at this time, especially if you're in the States, because it's late at night. But y'all, I want to give this to y'all. And then what I want to do next, I want to leave that NASA lie alone. Then I want to go here. I want to kind of shift gears and jump on the Giants. Talk about the Giants. It's time to talk about some Giants, man. It's time to talk about some Giants. I was going to talk about some stuff NASA said about the core of the Earth, but I'm so tired of talking about the bullshit that NASA says that it's time to roll into the Giants and kind of talk about what I said I was going to talk about today. And I wanted to show you guys this guy because he brings up some different points, stuff that I never considered, but then he kind of hits home with certain points as well. So without further ado, this guy right here, I forgot his name. So I'll share it with you right here. Enormous giants discovered in Connecticut, USA. And so there it is. His name is Mud Fossil University. Love his channel. Please subscribe to this dude. Tell him that you came here from Ironworks channel, Mud Fossil University. This is his today. He made this today, right? From Mud Fossil University. Enormous giants discovered in Connecticut, USA. Around 3 foot wide hand. This giant had big ass hands. DNA tested and CAT scanned fingers, excuse me. So instead of a dog scan or a pony scan, CAT scan fingers. Let's let this dude do his thing. Y'all check him out. All right. Enormous giants discovered in Connecticut, USA. Check it out.
Outstanding, friends. This is going to be a treat. These are giant skeletons. Means bones, basically, found across America. Each one of these dots. Mud fossils are a whole different process than bones. Bones are much more recent than the mud fossils. The mud fossils happened during the Great Flood transition when the whole world was flooded and there was nucleophilic invasion. Which nucleophilic means in the nucleuses, converting them from flesh and stuff into actual stone.
Petrification.
It's called nucleophilic invasion and substitution, mineralization, call it whatever you want. It changes that bone, that meat, that goose head into stone. All right, that's feldspar. Feldspar is the outer coating. It's the membranes on everything. You see that? That's where his neck was. It's hard to see now. But you can see the structure. If you look at it, you put it, whoops, you got to get it in the right light. You see, that's where his neck was. Right up there is the artery. And I've taken it out, scraped blood out of there. The vein side does not open up like the artery side. Here's his nose, his beak, whatever you want to call it.
Bill.
Got the little, hold on here.
His beak.
One of those nose holes there. And here's his feathers.
What I find crazy is he knows all these parts of the dang body. He's very familiar with all these, like, you know, all these parts of the circulatory system, right, in the body. But then it's like, yo, you got to an animal, and my man's like the goose's beak, his nose. I'm like, you mean like his bill? But I'll let him ride, man. He's got some pretty good stuff, so let's let him continue.
His feathers on the top. And they all turn into mud fossils during that particular stage. Now, they're going to say, oh, that's crazy. Well, I don't care what they say, because it's not crazy. It's true. And they're the ones that are crazy, because they would say this happened. There was a Triassic era. It took 50 million years to happen. That took a couple of weeks. The whole earth was flooded. And then all of the dead creatures soaked in because of these heavy silicates. The silicates invade and stabilize. And you end up with this. On one side is flat. You can still see where his neck actually went, you see? But it laid flat like this. And then finally, the waters receded, the mud ran off, the goose was found like that.
Guys, put in the chat if you've ever experienced being in a flooded area, like I mean a flood, right? I've never been in a flood myself, so I couldn't tell you. Well, I take that back. Yes, I have been in a flood, but they were on ships. Okay, I've been on floods on ships, right? I've had flooding that went down from basically sewage from the male berthing on a ship. If you know, then you know, and you know how harrowing an experience that is, and it sucks when you have to clean it up. But if you've been in a flood, like a real flood, like the one that the guys experienced in North Carolina, I guess even the guys in Texas, please let us know. Let me know. If you've seen a flood go down, please talk to us. Please talk to us. I don't know if Pebs is here, but if Pebs is here, shout out to our sister Pebs, wherever you at. We love you too. So let's let this guy continue.
That's that little goosey stuff they have underneath. And I showed you what it is. And I have so much of this stuff. It's just stunning. Bones did not stay bone. They didn't stay bone. They didn't stay white. And I have fingertips just 7 inches long. I have another one 3 feet long. DNA tested. DNA tested. And what happened was, in the Connecticut area where I am, there's quite a few of them around. I mean, they're everywhere. But this is what's called a Triassic zone, which is all that layer, which is the red bed, the gray clay, the black cap, is all wedged right there and open. There's nothing above it. And if you look in the right places, you find dinosaur footprints. This Dinosaur State Park is up here. Well, I don't have to look. I go through my rock fences. I had I had a little bit of acreage. And what they did in Connecticut, they fenced off all of the lots basically to grow. And they put all the rocks up on the side, and they had all these stone walls. They just, in my condition, they just piled them in there. There was no making nice walls or anything. Just get the hell out of the way, and they stack them up. And I'm talking big, big, big rocks. and every one of them is a body part. And the bigger they are in these conditions here in Connecticut, the easier they are to understand what they are, because they do erode, they do change a bit, but not like it's absolutely full. Well, here, I show this all the time. It's a hair follicle from some kind of giant creature. Hold on. All right, this is a hair follicle. I just talk to doctors. Anybody that's got any half a brain on it can easily see this. This is where the muscle attaches to this, so they can make your hair go up on end when you get scared.
Which my thing is, I think that's fascinating to be able to pick something like that out and to see that it is a hair follicle. But it goes to show that I don't know what kind of training he's done his whole life, but apparently he is very familiar with the human body to understand what a hair follicle looks like small wise, right? But to see it in such detail when it's that big and to be able to pick it out is just, it blows my mind. Let's continue.
All right. This is obviously the hair shaft coming up, right up through there. The root comes down around to here, and those two dots are these hair papillae. This is completely transitioned to a different, it's whatever this originally was, these different materials have been invaded and stabilized primarily from silicates and a specific type of mineral, because it's all basically the same. Usually you're going to see different colors. You do with the membranes where the muscle attaches. That's always going to have, 1, 2, 3. That's how they come in there, and they just lock in there. And then this is the sebaceous gland, dripping down the side here. And that's about 2 inches wide, so that's pretty good size. And then I found these kind of things here, and people found them all over the world, really, all over the United States for sure, because I had a bunch of stuff sent to me. I have the springfoot ones too, and I think this is a springfoot, but it's deep inside, and it pivots on this little pin right here. See that pin? These are 2 sets of springs. And the other one is different than this, I think. I don't, this has got to be investigated. Somebody should look at it. And this is the crease in the leather of the foot. I drill into them to get the DNA out of them. I get DNA tested, and it was human Homo sapien. You see where that's stretched up this way? That's because the guy was stepping this way all the time. This would have to come up this way, so you need that, just like you have on your own foot. And then the skin here is just designed to go up like that. The same thing over here. And that's the pin.
I don't know how the fuck he saw all that.
And you have the tibia, which is the big bone, goes right here. And the fibula, which is the same thing we have on our foot, goes to the side of it and is linked together by a ligament. And that's how you can step and do all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, I have the springfoot ones. All kinds of stuff, so much stuff, and it's a little disconcerting that the people that are teaching your kids don't allow this to be seen. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not saying it's just, there's nothing there. Let's talk it over. I'll show you you're wrong. No, nobody shows me I'm wrong. I show them they're wrong, and they just never respond. And in the meantime, the cost of an education, which I don't call an education anymore. If you go get a trade somewhere, that's an education.
I'm going to have to agree. But, hey, man, to each their own. People have their way to make their money, so I won't knock it.
If you learn some material thing, programming, that's fine. But this archaeology, geology, we're going to figure all this out. No, it's just all figured out. It's just got to be looked at and understood. And then we got to relate to everything in our history, 100%. I feel like I lost my life
I tell you what, guys, listen to this dude right here.
In the last 15 years, I realized not a damn thing that I was told or felt told to feel or react. Nobody could tell me anything anymore. After that, I said, that's it, done. I couldn't find a single person to relate to with the evidence that I was discovering. And since then, it's a compulsion. I mean, it's a drive. I'm not going to stop. And it's just what it is. So,
you want to know something? I think that's a lot of us. I could definitely relate, right? I could definitely relate to that. That right there. Like, I feel like I lost a lot of, I lost just time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of us lost time. Recognizing that this place isn't doing what they said that it was doing. Like, I felt the same way. Some of y'all might have found the flat earth a lot sooner than me, when you were younger. That's cool. I found it when I found it. You find it when you find it, and you're ready to receive that information. Really, that's what it boils down to. But still, you can't help but feel like, God dang, man, I was fooled this whole fucking time. And if you're of this show, right, if you're part of this show in the Foundry, then you know that this is stuff that I've mentioned quite a few times. I'm like, God damn, man, I missed this much of my life believing this bullshit. And here I am trying to figure out what this fucking place is. It's like we're starting over. We're all starting over. Now, I guess he had a little bit of a head start. He sounds like he's in his early 70s right now. God bless him. He's doing good work, I think, right? Whether he's a globe earther or a flat earther, I think he's doing good work that a lot of people aren't really looking into to try and figure out what this fucking earth is, right? In the meantime, he's coming across a lot of anomalies like these huge creatures, giants and stuff. And that's interesting, I think, to extract DNA from stone. How he does it, I have no idea. He said that he's drilled in probably to go inside the bone and probably pick out marrow that's been, I guess you could say, petrified, right? Dig it out and do what he does. It's remarkable that he's capable of doing this, that there are people out there that know how to fucking do this. I think that's crazy. But let me shut the hell up and let me give this dude back the floor and let him say what he need to say.
you know, I know I must look like I'm either a nutcase going on this mission, or I'm out for fame or fortune or something. I don't want fame. I don't want fortune. I want this to be understood. This is our history. This is our past.
Yep.
I like to speak, and that does. You need some fame to do that. The money doesn't have any interest to me. I'm doing fine with what I got at the moment, and I don't need any big equipment. This is it. You just go pick the stuff up, and I look at it. I got a little microscope here, Celestron microscope, telescope, and it's good. It's excellent. It's probably all I need. I had a real fancy one, but I don't need that because other people can take those real fancy shots. They don't know what they're looking at, but they take those shots, and then I can look at them and see. I'll let them take the time to do that because you've got to stain them and slide them and cut them and slash them and all that kind of stuff. It just didn't work out for me. As a matter of fact, I gave that microscope to a good friend, my good friend Gil, who can use it in his autopsy work. It was a real good microscope. And I thought I would use it, but no. This is all you need. Telescoping microscope works fabulously. So I want to say thanks to Ems Montana for alerting me to this stuff. I got a lot of good friends now that I learn from people sending stuff. I've got a lot of research on my own, but what they send me, then I research that, and then that leads to another part. And it's just it's never a dull moment. I'm telling you right now, it's what's happened to me in the last 15 years. I haven't had one dull moment. I had a lot of irritational moments, yes. And I had a lot of I went from being hopeful that people would even look, and it didn't happen. And I mean, they took it as a extreme offense. That's what upset me. I said, "Well, explain this." I don't have to explain everything. I said, well, I'm just asking you. Bones don't do that. That's a stone, and that's what they told me from Yale. Derek Briggs from Yale, and that was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. I ended up getting DNA tests and CAT scans and everything else. Still, and they ended up changing the name of geology into planetary sciences, and they show a big picture of a mud fossil on top.
Now, you want to know something, man? Like, I feel his frustration. I don't know if this dude is a flat earther or not. It sounds like he's not a flat earther, but he's especially since he's not a flat earther, he's coming across the same stuff from the same kind of people. These people that believe in this ball flying around doing all this shit. And then they're like, yeah, the earth was like a big mud ball flying through space, trying to congeal. And then, volcanoes everywhere, animals, in the big slime soup. And then, it was everything. And then the moon got a chunk piece ripped off the earth, and then it turned into. Sounds like he's dealing with those same people. And he's trying to explain his findings. And while he's explaining himself on film, it sounds funny as hell while he's explaining it. But you want to know something? When you're passionate like that for something, I could see why you'd get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? I could see why you would get frustrated. So yeah, let's go back to the video. Let this dude finish talking.
And I'd ask for my money back if I had gone to Yale for geology. They should have known better than that. See this? Yale's research in exceptional preservation focuses on fossils that retain soft tissues, which a lot of mine do, allowing for insights into ancient life's ecosystem and evolution, particularly from sites like Hertfordshire biota. So I am right down the street from you. Leading a faculty such as Derek Briggs, who absolutely refused. Oh. And I got kind of nasty. And I hope they do something about this. This is not right. Yale's supposed to be a big fancy school. No, I give him basically a 0. I am doing the grading today. Lydia Tarhan, another one, she absolutely refuses. Now they named something after her. They use a combination of specimen-based analysis. Well, I used my eyesight, and then I used DNA, and then I used CAT scans. And I don't think they did any of that stuff. They just said they all did what I say. They fossilized in exceptional ways. I'll show you in a second. But it was only slimy, gooey creatures and little bit tinier things.
So you want to know something? This is what I'm sure there are other people that have mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? There are other people that have mentioned it. But I feel as if the gatekeepers are those institutions, the Yales, the Princetons. You hear them all the time. The Ivy League schools, the Dartmouths, Yales, Princetons, Harvards, stuff like that, right? Especially here on the East Coast. They are like the gatekeepers when it comes to information. So why is it they won't test his claim? You understand what I'm saying? Why is it that this guy's he's saying, I'm using my eyesight, but I'm also using DNA. So it's not like he's going off of just a plain old guess. Why aren't they testing what it is that he's come up with? Well, it seems as if it's the same thing that we come across when we provide a truth to everybody else. These people are everywhere. They are everywhere. And they need the notoriety. They need their names to get out there so that their notoriety, their white jackets, their little, tea crumpet, little cotillions and shit like that they fucking do, those things save their ass. And those things offer for them some kind of buffer from the rest of us, right? But not those of us that are actually looking for the truth. Those of us that are actually looking for the truth, we'll see right through all that bullshit. And all those people that are in that camp, like those motherfuckers at Yale, we call them on their bullshit. We're like, hey, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck what you named after yourself. Test this fucking thing. And we're not taking no for an answer. Or if they say no, well, we really ain't got no choice because we ain't got money like that, right? But they use the things like their funding or their money to further their research. And then they all agree. So they all agree, whether they disagree or not, they all agree. And then they say, well, this is what it is. It's a peer-reviewed nonsense. And then you have no say in any of it. You have none. And that's it. And it doesn't matter what you come up with. It doesn't matter the research that you've done, right? That you've come across. They're all going to say, no, no, no. We all agree that this is what it is. And then you're wrong. So this man, Mud Fossil University, I forget his name, right? This gentleman, he's an old man. And there's not, I love his passion, and I like his fervor. I love it. But he needs more people on his side. He needs more people on his side. He needs more people pushing on his side. And you know, the best we could do is offer the truth, is give the truth. When you don't have these pieces of paper, when you don't have those degrees like they do, let me tell you something. A degree in real life, a degree means nothing. But to the layperson, a degree is everything. A lot of people that are not from the United States, they rely on these degrees. They use them as a gauge for truth. I'm serious. I'm telling you this because I have to deal with this from my own parents. You understand? I have to deal with this from my own parents. So it's weird. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. So yeah, these universities are just really starting to show their hand. Maybe they've been showing their hand the whole time and I was just not paying attention. But now it's almost like it's just becomes flat out evident that these guys they're not on our side, right? We could go back as early as most recently as the damn pandemic. They're not on our side. Hell, shit, before that, Jeffrey Epstein got nothing but Harvard gear on. Alan Dershowitz got nothing but Harvard gear on. Know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers, they don't mean us no good, man. Look, if they're not gonna teach you right, they're not gonna treat you right. You think these motherfuckers got anything good in store for us? They're gonna keep lying to us, man. And then they got these people, part of the synagogue of Satan. Those people are good at fucking trickery. They are good at fooling people. Subterfuge of wording, according to their own Talmud. It ain't some shit that I'm making up, man. That's by them. But let me shut the hell up. Let me let this man continue and finish off his thing.
And don't forget, I'm 15 minutes away from you. I said, please, let me bring these things down and show you. I don't need to see them. They're nothing but rocks. And that was Derek Briggs. Now, here's what he wrote a year and a half after I submitted all my stuff. And by that time, I already had CAT scans and DNA done because he wouldn't talk to me. And then he writes exceptional preservation, soft body creatures promoted by silica-rich oceans. Exactly what I told him, the silicates.
Wow. So basically, they stole his shit. You see, these people are fucking no good. But let's continue.
And then Lydia Tarhan and him take credit for this. And they go through these, they're saying these are the littlest, but they're macroscopic multicellular organisms. No, slime is basically what they're talking about. If you read the whole paper, it's just about slimy things turned into like flat little, things that were fossilized, but they're just little slimy things. No big creatures. This was before. Wait a second, listen to this. Now, I want you to pay attention closely here. This is Yale posting this big article out about their fabulous discoveries here. And there's Briggs, Tarhan, Department of Geology at Yale University. They went to Australia to see these little gooey things in the mud. And they call them the Edinburgh biota. Edinburgh means that's where it is the name of the town or something there. And biota just means little creatures. Earth's earliest fossilized ecosystem of complex organisms occur in this terminal layer, which is the Triassic strata worldwide. How the fossils are preserved remains controversial. No, it doesn't. I know exactly how they, and I should explain this to them. Now, they wrote this paper. Well, I can tell you when it was. It was in the end of 2016, in November 2016. Guess who paid for it?
Oh, shit.
We did. NASA. This was funded by NASA. I'm not kidding. Okay, I showed you the paper that I wrote to Briggs.
And that's crazy. The motherfucker's not even a fucking flat earther. He's not a flat earther, but he sees these guys pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? The dude's not even a flat earther. And apparently from Schneider, shout out to our brother Schneider. This dude he gets mad as hell about people talking about flat earth. He don't like that shit at all. But he sees how deceptive those motherfuckers are. It's not me saying it. It's him basically calling it out. JJ. Good to see our brother JJ. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jeff Gashead, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jeff Gashead is here. JJ's here. Schneider's here from One Day at a Time. Good to see you. Salad's here. Welcome, 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 y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's continue, shall we? So he's annoyed at NASA. He don't even fucking flat Earth. But let's continue.
About silification, and my paper's the same thing. It's called fascia facilitated fossilization. It talks about all the silicates and all that. And this is from Briggs's paper here. It says an early silification taphonomic model indicates the geological abrupt appearance, an abrupt transition. These three layers. Red bed, gray clay, and a black cap. All three layers, boom. And it says the abrupt appearance and subsequent disappearance of that same sort of stratus of the Edinburgh biota, valid Eric signal. Well, yes, because it was the Great Flood. Now listen to this. Support for this research provided by National Science Foundation, Earth Sciences, postdoctoral fellowship, a grant from American Philosophical Society, Lewis and Clark Fund to Tarhan, a NASA exobiology grant to Drozer, Tarhan and Briggs, a NASA Astrobiology Institute fellowship to Hood, they give all this stuff. So what is this? Another one to and the Foundations of Complex Life NASA Astrobiology Institute to Briggs. They get awarded with all kinds of stuff. This is my research. That is my research. I don't care what anybody says. And like I say, I wouldn't be happy if I was going to Yale and still learning this stuff, which is just not true. And they should have known it back then. They should have engaged with me. That's what scientists do. Not at Yale.
Well, great. Three. Jesus Christ. No more of that bullshit, please. Please spare us. Spare us the bullshit. Spare us. Anyway, family. I thought that was pretty interesting. That right there was very interesting. I like it. I like it. I like that channel. I know he's not a glober, but he does delve to that information as far as the fossilized remains of whatever was here before us. Um, that's the thing, I guess. I guess it would be akin to if you saw a riverbed dry up. So for all you guys that live or have lived out in the country, if you've seen a riverbed dry up, it could be the same as the flood, right? Us experiencing, well, I wasn't here for it, but the flood taking place on the earth. It was muddy at one point, and then the sun comes around, bakes the fuck out of everything, and then it dries it up. It dries up all the mud, and then you got what you got. I don't know, right? Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do, JJ. JJ are coming up right behind you, homie. I'm about to do the same. It's late as fuck over here. I came on late, y'all. So that's mea culpa on me. I apologize for that. Came on late, a little bit late, but I did promise a truer Tuesday, even though it's technically Wednesday. But for all y'all that are up, amazing. But for all y'all that are in England, and it's like 9 in the morning for y'all, man. Yo, y'all have a good day. If you're on the Europe side, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your beans and toast. Get you a croissant and some, cafe au lait or some shit, and enjoy your shit. You understand? For everybody out here in America that's about to go to sleep, like I am, I'm about to go brush my teeth, and then I'm gonna go hit the bed. Like I gotta be up in a few hours. You understand? So, family, that's all I got to share with y'all for tonight. I left the links in the Foundry, so please enjoy that. Enjoy that. Let's make sure we subscribe to our brother, the Mud University. I think it is the Mud. What it is? What's that? Mud Flap. Hold on. You get his name again. Mud Fossil University. So that's Mud Fossil University. I want to make sure everybody gets that. Okay. Mud Fossil University. Make sure you sub to his channel. Tell him you came from Ironwork, and also tell him that you're flat earthers, right? He may get mad at first, but let him know, right? Let him know, hey, we are flat earthers. We think the earth is flat, or actually we know the earth is flat, even better. And then since he's not a flat earther, I think that would help him along. He's old, right? And it's kind of hard to make old people budge, think different. He is very adamant in what he believes, but we can show him how we came across him. We didn't just, it didn't just happen in a vacuum, I guess you could say. But there were steps in which we took in order to get, like you guys brought him to my attention. You know what I'm saying? That guys that are like, of Schneider, Pebbles, y'all brought this guy to my attention, and shout out to y'all for doing that. And he's got some good stuff, but we could show that, hey, we're burning both ends of the candle. You from your globe end, us from the flat earth end, and we've kind of met in the middle. So here we are. We're going to present to him as to why this earth is not what he thinks or what he once thought it was. And I think that would help him along in his research. It's not, and here's my thing, please hear me out. It's not to tell him, oh, it's flat, you suck. No. Not at all. It's to explain to him, it's to show him, hey, if you see it from a different perspective, we feel that it would benefit you. You understand? I think for those that are looking for the truth, like he's obviously looking for the truth, but he's finding these things, but I do feel he might be a little bit stuck somewhere. But I do feel that the flat earth would jar him loose from wherever he's stuck, and that will propel him into so much more in his research and his findings. Does that make any sense? I think it would definitely help him. He might be a little bit a tough one to crack, but I feel it would help him. I definitely, and once he sees how many people are of the true earth, the flat earth, like it would probably sway him, not necessarily persuade him, but it would sway him into just doing a little bit more research on it. And trust me, I think it would help him. And hell, why not, man? He's an old fucking man. I don't think he's got much longer. Not saying that I've got all the time in the world, but for sure him, I think it would help him out. He doesn't have much longer on this earth, and I think he should enjoy it for sure. And why not enjoy it by knowing the truth, that this place is not a ball hurtling through space being chased by a fucking comet covered in ice, right? The comet's covered in ice, y'all. And then it's gonna crash into Earth, and then it's gonna give us primary water, y'all. You know how that is. Crazy, crazy. Anyway, family, that's all I got. Definitely, I do think that this would help. This would help that dude, Roger, I think his name is. This would definitely help him. This would make it all better for him. It would definitely help us. And it works on both ends. Like, we could show him the true and the flat earth, and based off of a lot of the things that people like, Shawnee B finds, right? Lucius Aurelian finds, My Lunch Break, and all those guys, Geomancy, Jared Boosters, I Am Kairos, with all the things that they find from a flat earth, true earth perspective. When you conjoin people, you help them find things that they didn't know that they needed. Like, it makes it better for everybody. It makes it all better for everybody. And again, it's not to force him into thinking or into knowing that this earth is flat, but rather to show him that there's more to his research than he thinks he knows, I think, in my opinion. Anyway, that's all I got, family. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let y'all ride out. I got to go brush my teeth. And then I got to get my ass in bed because I got to be up in a few hours. But anyway, fam, that's all I got. I'm going to leave y'all with my blessing. I wish you guys nothing but the best health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. But most of all, family, wisdom, 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 wisdom. All right? Wisdom, 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 man. It's going to get crazy here in these next few days. But let's do the right thing, and let's make sure we're always keeping it real and that we all have each other's back, man. Anyway, that's all I got. And no save rounds, of course not. No save rounds. But, ooh, this is interesting. Oh, yes. Thank you, Maria. Guys, check that story out that Maria put in there. It's pretty dope. It's pretty amazing. But, family, that's all I got. I'm going to leave y'all to it. Enjoy your night. You guys on the Europe side, enjoy your morning. You guys on the Australia side, enjoy your day. I don't even know where the fuck y'all at in the day, but enjoy your day. Fam, I love you. I'm out. I will see you sometime this week, probably on Friday. Love you. I'm out. Peace, the Jeffersons.